Welcome back. COTF is here with on the Rutgers yard, and we do see a singularity. We do see the corrupt intervention that we're going to see on most matches. Trying to scan a survivor in the area, not able to see anyone. Gonna put another one on the tree. A very nice spot to be. Can probably snipe anyone, but gonna rotate back around, see if anyone's rotating. So looks like a latex R killer is a very adept on singularity. They are rotating back and forth. So they're definitely using their power, trying to get as much info, and they do get a snipe onto Kate. So this may be a very fast tag, as it's only a van, not really much to work with. Maybe get the teleport, and they do get it before rounding the corner. Gonna catch up to the Kate with the overclock. Not actually seeing some progress on that. It's gonna be a teleport right through there. Gonna break the pallet. Breaks almost instantly. We do see 3 survivors in the area. Hello? That's going to be the M1 hit onto Claudette. Claudette rotating around. Nice use of the camera. And I'm trying to see which way they rotated. They rotated towards here. That's going to be a nice teleport. And this is going to be enough for the down onto Claudette. So very all-around pressure from Archilly. Kind of making the survivors have to juggle the generators, juggle the chases, especially on Rutgers Yard. Rutgers Yard is one of those maps that a lot of chases can definitely interrupt generators given how the setup of the map is. They're going to rotate to this gen, see if they can get the tag. They do get it onto Nancy. So Synthetic with a very strong start. We don't see too much generator progress, and they do get the tag around the corner. So it's 2 survivors with the pod on them. Unfortunately, this pod is being blocked just barely, and they do get it. No, actually, no teleport. Deciding not to teleport as Boo is nearing their second stage. Gonna see if they can pressure this gen, pressure the hook as well, as we have not seen our 3rd survivor, who is Nia. Maybe rotating around the backside. Nope, looks like she was working a generator cross maps. So that's gonna be generator number 1 being done. And with all the information of where the survivors are, they can most likely guarantee this confirmed 2nd stage, as they are working the distance there. That's gonna be confirmed 2nd stage onto Boo. Gonna try to get the pod, but unfortunately it's gonna be EMP'd, not able to use it. No sign of a survivor. And the unhook comes through. Looks like they're trying to put a pod down. Gonna get the hit onto Claudette. Gonna go for the tunnels as well. That's gonna be infection onto Kate. Very good pressure from our killer. That's gonna be infection onto Claudette as well. It's gonna be 3 infected survivors right now, and gonna teleport. Oh, very unfortunate. I thought it was gonna break, as they were waiting for the Kate to vault over it. Maybe they weren't expecting that placement of a teleport either. We do see the pool of bloods on the ground, which is coming from our Claudette. That's going to be the drop. No teleport. So Claudette trying to run this pallet as long as possible. That's going to be the vault and the down. So with 2 generators completed, and this is going to be a tunnel out, unless, nope, no decisive strike or anything. So hook number 3 for Claudette. So 3v1 with 3 gens remaining. I'm trying to see the generator layout, and that's gonna be a generator number 3 getting pumped out in the corner, and generator number 4. Very good pressure from the survivor team, and our killer's definitely gonna check on this generator, see if the 3rd survivor was working it, and we don't see any progress onto it. So they could definitely feel a little bit more at ease, as there isn't a 5th generator almost being completed. Kind of a tough spot for our survivor to be, as the pod is there. It's gonna be the teleport and the pallet break, and it looks like it's gonna turn into an M1 hit as well. So the recovery comes through. Going for a camera, but no sign of the survivor. So the setup of these gens are in the favor of our survivor team. They are pretty spread out, pretty safe generators, as most of these chases haven't really been here. We only saw the 1 chase from earlier from the Claudette. Putting a paw down, no sign of a survivor. really putting a lot of pods down in the area. So the pods are definitely going to be important for this match in order to infect these survivors to pressure them off the gens, get some teleports, get some injures. It's definitely what our killer needs. They are running a sloppy butcher. So no sign of a survivor. That's gonna be Kate and the teleport. Just barely getting it, and they're gonna go for the swing as they are in overclock mode, and it just ends. They don't get the pallet break with the swing. Unfortunate from our killer. So Kate playing this very well. Gonna check on the gens, see if they are working them, and that's gonna be an EMP. So not able to pressure the gen from across the map. So we're gonna have to water our way back over to the side of the map. Probably set up a pod, try and get an infection before the chase begins. Not gonna work as the tree is in the way. Yeah, gonna have to take that one off. Not really much you can do. So we're kind of in the stalemate. I know Singularity can definitely pressure gens, and with 3 survivors, they can pressure all 3 generators. But the pods definitely make these chases a lot difficult for the survivors, especially when they run towards an edge map. A pod goes down, and as we see the infection and the hit, this may be a quick teleport as well. They do catch up. It's gonna be overclock mode, and this pallet has been used before, so this is gonna be a catch up and a hit on to Nia. It's gonna be the down, and a down our killer did need, as they do have pain resonance that I did not know earlier. It was used on the Claudette, and that's gonna be pain res number 2 coming through. And they do catch a glimpse of our Kate, and the infection does occur. And they're gonna get both survivors infected, so it's gonna be some pressure they can definitely get if they initiate a chase. Oh, and they vault right back into the killer. It's gonna be the M1 hit. Gonna go for the hook. Oh, and a lot of LOS blockers, so no teleportation, but they get the save, and it's gonna be a trade, but unfortunately it's gonna be on a pain resonance hook. So it's gonna be even more regression on the generator in the distance to try and confirm it to not be completed. So in comes the teleport onto Nancy, and not really much to work with here. So it's gonna be a free M1 for our killer, and Sloppy Butcher is gonna come into play now. We do have 2 injured survivors and a deliverance user coming off. It's gonna alleviate some pressure from the survivor team, as no one did have to come in for an unhook, but that's gonna be 3 injured survivors and 1 guaranteed for another 80 seconds or so. So they do need to play this safely, and we see the 1 reset onto Kate. Most likely we'll see the next reset. Oh, it wasn't deliverance, it was renewal, so that's even better for the survivor team. They get the free reset, and still no sign of a survivor, so maybe a full reset, and then we'll see all 3 survivors probably punch out a gen individually. Yep, there goes Nia being reset. So our killer definitely needs to find this reset pronto, because all 3 survivors are healthy. They do see the scratch mark, so they reset in this corner of the map, and it's going to be our Kate being found. So going to give up this M1. Question is, where are the other 2 survivors? Yeah, definitely can't be on that gen just yet, because they were healing in this side of the map. Looks like they're gonna head on over, maybe caught a glimpse of it, and then they did. That was our Nia urbaning edge map. Trying to hear how much progress this generator has. It looks like we do have 2 pistons. Third one about to run, so a decent amount of progress on it. So definitely as a generator, our killer wants to allow to regress naturally from that kick. So it looks like they're trying to find where our Nia went, and they do find them. So it's gonna be an instant break of the pallet. So that was our last resource in this corner of the map. And Nia running back into the generator, so it's gonna be an M1 hit onto them. Yeah, so judging which way her Nia's running is most likely which generator they're on, and it was the one in the corner, and Nia with adrenaline. So very good coordination from the survivor team, having the adrenaline user try and get this last chase, and especially away from the generator. That's going to be an infection onto Kate. Kate is injured, so this may be a quicker down. It's what our killer needs if they do want to try and secure a third kill before this game ends. So we do hear the bamboozle on the vault, which wasn't really used this match, but we do hear the gate opening, and Kate is going to go down here. So Kate is down, and it's gonna be a hook and 2 survivors escaping. So Kate being already hooked once, so probably the best outcome for the survivor team if one of them were going to be sacrificed in the end game. So 2K7 result, pretty good result from a Singularity. They did their job. They got the tunnel up on the Claudia, and they try to pressure the gens, but unfortunately we're not able to capitalize on all 3 survivors being injured. And welcome back, everybody. So we are in Wrecker's Yard once again with Singularity with Corrupt Intervention from Boo on Team Tremor. Scores 15-15, so pretty even match. It was a 2K7 last match, so we need to see something similar or at least a better result for the outcome of this match. Looks like Boo's already setting up on the open generators with their pods, checking out the Corrupt side, see if anyone is hiding in the area. And they do find Ace hiding right behind the wall. It's going to be a first tag very early onto them. Going to put a pod down, see if they can try and get an infection. And a very good pattern from Ace, working the pallet. And ooh, they don't get it. So a very good job from Ace early on, extending the chase into this section, but unfortunately getting tagged. And that's going to be the pallet break onto them. And not really much to work with, and they do get the tag right around the corner, so gonna catch up just a little bit, save a couple seconds on this chase, as there's not much to work with. So it's gonna be the down onto Ace in the corner of the map. So as of right now, we do know 2 perks, which is gonna be Corrupt Intervention and Sloppy Butcher to slow down those heals and this early game. And it looks like Boo's taking this hook all the way to the edge map, so most likely we'll see a Pain Resonance, and we'll see if it's confirmed. And it is a Pain Resonance. We do hear, I believe it was Zarina screaming on a generator, and that's gonna be the infection, but we do see an EMP in her hand, so immediately being used. So it's gonna deny any kind of pressure from that pod. Looks like they're checking edge map, not able to see anyone. And yeah, it's gonna be the EMP on that pod, unfortunately. So even with the progress here, they're trying to see which survivor was working it, see if they're trying to lurk for the save. So they do have information on 2 survivors. No one on the Shack gen. Trying to get that information, but no sign of any survivors. We're gonna head on back to the hook as we are getting closer to this second stage. See if anyone is in the area, but we don't see anyone lurking around any of these rocks. So if there is someone here, they're doing a really good job stealthing, and just in time the EMP comes off, gonna infect our Zarina cross map, but it does not stop the gen. It's gonna be generator number 1 being completed, and they're actually gonna go for the teleport, and it is gonna be confirmed second stage onto them. So immediately starting another chase. So Zarina trying to gain as much distance. I believe that was live being used, making that distance into Shack, and Boo wants none of it. We do see a crow go off in the distance. They're trying to put a pod down so they can infect, but unfortunately not going to work. Gonna go for the body block. They do get the body block onto Ace. Ace trying to work their way around, waiting out this borrowed time. They're gonna go towards the edge map side of this pallet, trying to moonwalk, trying to work, and it is gonna connect. This is a little bit of a ping from both sides, so these smaller pallets are essentially a little bit harder for the survivor to react. But this is going to be a death onto Ace, and it's going to be generator number 2 being completed in the distance. So overall, still an even match from previously, where we did see the tunnel out very early as well. But the only thing is the survivors had a little bit more pressure onto the gens, and they're immediately finding our Zarina. So it's going to be another quick chase being initiated from our Singularity for Team Tremor. So it's going to be an injury onto Zarina. She's already has a pod on her back, so This could spell for some disaster here. That's going to be a teleport. Not using the vault, and the fast vault from Overclock is going to catch Zarina off guards. That's going to be a down onto them and another hook. So it looks like it wasn't pain resonant, so it still can be used on the Zarina. I'm going to put a pod. No, too close to the hook. Too close, right? Oh no, there it is. So they do connect the pod on the tree. See which generator they're working on. We did see some progress on this gen earlier. And it still has a little bit of progress, and it looks like our Jake is here working it. Gonna start chase with them. See where our Claudette is. And a nice padding, and it does connect right through the pallet. So it's gonna be the injure and the unhook almost simultaneously. Gonna get the infection. They do, so it's gonna pressure our Jake, if anything, if they're gonna teleport again, and they do catch him off guard, going away from it. That's gonna be the down onto Jake. Very good bait from Boo on Team Tremor. That's gonna be the down and another hook. So with Sloppy Butcher, if they do decide to reset, it's gonna take some time for them to do on the Zarina. And they do have an idea which way they went, maybe cross map towards our left where those generators pop. Now we do see the reset. Zarina did have medkit. So gonna put the pod down. They do get the infection, and that's gonna be the vault and live. Oh, but not really much to work with. It's gonna be an M1 hit. She does make her way through Shaq, try and extend this chase a little bit longer, and they do get found here. There's maybe a quick teleport. No, they're actually going to rotate back, getting the teleport back onto Jake. And they get the teleport through the pallet as opposed to getting stuck on the other side. So very good timing from Boo. They do get the down. Not going to break the pallet. It looks like they want to take the hook closer to this gen that has a lot of progress, and they have not been reset. So they may elect to take the chase right back onto Jake, who is already injured. Looks like they're looking around. It looks like they're not hiding edge map. No sign of our Jake. So gonna reset the pod. And we see some scratch marks. Question is, who is it? We do see the pool of blood, so most likely our Jake. Where is Jake? There they are. So it's gonna be our next chase on a filler pallet. Not really much to work with, especially on this edge map. It's gonna be a free tag on the pod, and we're most likely to see the teleport. Oh, and it does not break the pallet, so they can rotate back around, and they do not fall for the mind game. So Jake doing a really good job on this pallet. So now the pallet breaks, and this chase should be ending very soon. I don't think they make it to this pallet, so that's gonna be the down. And once again, we don't see the reset onto Zarina, but we get a tag onto Claudette. So most likely Zarina working a gen as far as possible to see if they can try and get some points on the board, as these chases are not lasting too long. And they definitely need to crank out at least one more gen for the win condition for their kill. And they do get the gen. So we have seen a 2K7. We are at that stage of the match. So we do have 7 stages. No sacrifice just yet. Oh, Claudette being found, stealthing behind the wall. Very good placement of the pods. It's very difficult to see, especially on these maps and with the trees. They kind of stealth into it. Trying to get that information. They don't get it. Zarina does get reset. Question is how with the med kit. So there's the information they needed. They're gonna head back to Hook, see if they can confirm this stage, see where the Claudette went. No eyes on the Claudette. But this is going to be our next sacrifice on Jake. So it's gonna be two sacrifices with 8 stages on the board. So it looks like Tremor will be moving on to the next round. We just need to complete the rest of this match. Yep, there it is. Sometimes the pods are a little bit weird. So checking on that gen, no one edge map. There's no active generator here, but looks like they're They do want to check it either way. No sign of any survivor. I mean, the gens are kind of spread out. The unfortunate thing is Shack pallet, not Shack pallet, but Shack generator is definitely difficult to work on, and it's always part of a 3-gen if it's there, as we do see here. And they're trying to get that teleport cross map. They don't get it as the EMP comes through. So Claudette running edge. Oh, okay, they're going for the kick. No, it looks like they're sticking to it. They do get the hinge onto Claudette. Just gonna take this next chase. They do get the infection onto the Zarina, who's working the gen, and they get the teleport very quickly. So it looks like this is gonna be a hit as well, right through the vault. And they do find the injured Claudette. So it's gonna be our next chase. So 2 injured survivors. It's gonna be very difficult for our survivors to try and get any generators, especially being injured. They're gonna teleport here, or infect here. They do get it. They're on the other side of the vault, so it's kind of difficult to play around it. So Boo does take the teleport, and no pallets are available. So it's gonna be the down onto Claudette. And the second teleport in order to get onto Zarina. And the down, very well played from Boo. But our survivors are definitely trying to get that last generator completed. Try to put some boards, some points on the board. But this is gonna be our hook and confirmed win for Team Tremor. So GG's, very well played on both sides. We did see that back and forth, but Boo edging the win here over Synthetic. And question is, where did our Claudette go? Here she is. So that's going to be the pickup and hook. So next we'll be moving on to our next round, which is going to be Tremor and our other winner, which will reveal once we're back from our break. So sit tight, stay tuned, and we'll see the top 2 of qualifiers number 3 battle it out for the win here.